Hello, doers. My name is Jose Ignacio. Today, we're going to make our very own custom KPI and add it to the Odoo periodic digest email. Since Odoo tracks data in real time every single day, why not celebrate by adding the numbers you care about to your periodic mailings? So, with this, you can send out KPIs that matter to your company regardless of metric. A few examples include data like monetary goals, response times, and even tracking those little emoticons from your help desk. Yes, we even let you display measured happiness. So to start, I'm actually going to set up our KPI inside of Odoo Studio, then add in our code, and finally profit. And speaking of profit, the KPI that we're going to track is the expected revenue that is greater than $10,000 from our leads in our CRM application. So enough chit chat. Let's hop right in and pat ourselves on the back with these KPIs. Today is about saving time. So before we can create custom KPIs, let's activate developer mode so it's going to let us see menus that we normally can't. So let's go into settings, scroll down to the very bottom, activate the developer mode. Just like that. You'll know it's active once the page refreshes and you see a deactivate option take its place at the very bottom right there. Okay, with that in mind, we can head forward over to the email section over there. This video is on the Odoo Digest email, so we're going to select Configure Digest Emails. Then, well, Odoo gives us a default email, so we click your Odoo Periodic Digest. Perfect. There's a lot of options on this page, but we're going to focus on our topic of the day, which is this KPIs tab. You'll notice Odoo also has a bunch of them out of the box, like connected users, messages sent, all sales, revenue, bank moves, etc., etc. We're actually removing a bunch of these, and you'll see why. We don't actually need them right now. So if you're watching this at home, I bet you're wondering how awesome it would be to add your own metrics here. Well, lucky for you, this is the custom KPIs video. So why don't we go do that? Let's click on the Studio tools over here, just to toggle Studio. You'll notice that our layout has changed at this point. Now, when creating custom KPIs for digest emails, we need to create two fields. First, a checkbox that appears in the KPIs tab so that we can select it as an option. And second, a computed field that will calculate and display the actual value. All right, let's create that checkbox by dragging over a checkbox. And we're going to put this, actually, we're going to scroll down. We want this in the custom area right there. Perfect. It's as easy as literally just dragging and dropping it. So inside of our properties tab, the first thing we need to do is give this a label. And we're going to label this big opportunities. Perfect. You'll notice our technical name has started to change. This one looks fine for now, but I'd also like to add in the word KPI underscore right there. I want you to also highlight this because we're going to copy this. All right, with that in mind and everything all fully done, we're ready to move on. But, oh wait, what about that second field? Well, similar to the other toggles that we have on this page, the math is done elsewhere. We could add the computed value here and do everything and have it appear, but Jose Ignacio likes to keep things clean and simple. So let's go knock out two birds with one stone. Select close in the top right corner. Then we're going to click on technical in the top menu and scroll down until you reach the, actually, I might have gone past it. There we go. The database structure area. And we're going to select models from the list. Type in digest into your search bar and select digest.digest. Now we're where we need to be. All right, Odooers, put down those keyboards because I'm going to save you even more time. We're going to scroll down to the very bottom. And would you look at that also? We see our Boolean already present right there. Let's click into that real quick. Perfect. I'm actually going to take part of this field name because I know Odoo's going to ask me something when we hit add a line. And look at that. The very first thing we're going to do here on our blank create fields form is give it a name. We're going to do the same name as our Boolean, but we're also going to add underscore value at the very end. Now, why did we do that? Well, this naming convention is special because although most of it is identical to the original field name for the Boolean, we've added the underscore value at the end to bridge the connection for the two fields. This field type for this reason is an integer, and it now tells that integer it's tied to our custom KPI Boolean toggle that we have over there. All right, now we're good to go right there. But let's also give this a name, a big opportunities value. It's pretty nice. Let's also put KPI right there, just to be extra, extra correct. Now moving forward, we can set our base properties. We're going to deselect stored for this one, and we're going to select read only for it. And at this stage, we also don't need the copied for this one. And we can move on. There's other options, and depending on what you're doing, some of these may be toggled, some of them may not. It might not be the same. It's going to be different depending on the type of KPI you are working with or the type of customizations you want. So for our example, we're going to make ours different inside of our advanced properties. So we don't have related field definition, but we do have some dependencies. We have two actually that I need to copy over, and I'll explain in a second. It's an underscore right there. Okay, so we actually have our Boolean, and then we have company underscore ID. Now make sure you have a comma between all dependencies that you do and no spaces. Now these dependencies as well can vary depending on the code that you input below. So be mindful of missing dependencies. Please refer to the documentation for more information on this section. Finally, coding time. All right, doers, bring back those keyboards because I want you to do copy and paste. Please paste in the code and ensure its formatting is identical to mine. Python is, well, sensitive, and so am I. Alrighty, once that we paste it in, everything looks good to go. I want you to just hit save and close right there. Boom. And like that, we are done. See what happens when you let me cook, doers. So here we are back on the main home screen because it's time for us to turn on our custom KPI. So we're going to start typing in the word digest just to reach it faster. And here we are. Let's turn on our nice little custom KPI calculator. All right, let's also make sure the right people are receiving this information. So we're going to click the recipients tab. Everything checks out. But should you need to add a recipient, select add a line at the bottom and follow the prompt. Now, if I also wanted to, we can use the toggles up at the top to set the periodicity, which is the frequency of these emails. But I love a good test, so let's just hit send now. And just like that, our email is on its way to our team. To get a quick idea of what that's going to look like, we don't actually have to go and wait for it. We're just going to go back to our main home screen, type in the word emails, select our first one and the most recent one that we just sent. And we're going to scroll down. This is a quick view of our... would you look at that? I'm interrupting myself. 11 leads in the past 30 days and 11 in the past 7 and none today. But how did it come up with this number? And dare I say, is it accurate? Well, I'd hate for you to think that we made up some code and slapped this all together. So how about I show you how it works? Let's get out of here and go back to our main home screen once again. And this time I'm going to open up CRM. Clear out the search bar, and we're going to select to add a custom filter. Inside of our very first field for our criteria, type in the word expected, and then this time around it's expected revenue. It's going to be greater than, small little doopsie, greater than or equal to $10,000 right there. And we're going to select add. But we're not done yet. Our creation day, we're going to select month. Today happens to actually be May 7th. We only have one lead in May, and over the past 30 days, if you look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just like the simulations, doers. Alrighty, we are out of time. Today we've learned how to create custom KPIs with Odoo Studio and implement them in our digest emails. Remember, the dates and timestamps of your dataset will determine how your code will look like as well. The views and the fields you saw explored were specific to the CRM application. Thanks for watching and see you in the next tutorial. Go grab a snack.